I'm delighted to be joined by Perween Warsi, the Chief Executive of S&A Foods today. Perween, first up, please just tell me a bit about your journey from the humble beginnings to where we are today.
When I started from my own kitchen, I started with £2.50. A bag of flour, bag of potato, an onion, some oil. That's how I started. It was just myself. I came up with the idea. And I wanted the whole nation to enjoy my food. And now we're quite a good sized company. We employ 500 people in the business. Been with me for quite some time. And it's a great business, and we supply products to supermarket, wholesalers, and distributors in this country as well as in Europe.
So can you tell me, let's think way back when you came over to England and you had maybe a vision, or maybe you had some dissatisfaction. What got you to start up S&A Foods in the first place?
When I came in to this country, there was nothing available. I mean, I lived on cauliflower, peas and potatoes. But in 80s, I saw some Indian, so-called Indian food on the market. And I tasted them, and it was just the taste. We couldn't eat it because it was, I bought some samosas. The pastry was soft, it didn't have the filling, it didn't have the spiciness. It wasn't samosas like my mum would make. So I was very disappointed. So I wanted to put the quality right. I like challenging the norm. I like challenging the status quo. And I believed that if people want to eat Indian food, they really want to enjoy Indian food. And Indian cuisine is so wonderful. So I set myself out to put that right. And the challenge was, I can do it on a smaller scale, but how do you produce the same quality of food when you upscale everything? So that was my challenge. So my vision from day one was to see the whole nation enjoying my food, and that's what I wanted to do.
So I'm sure there's been a lot of great times that you've had with the company, but also probably some real challenges as well as you've grown this wonderful company. Can you tell me a bit about those challenges that you've had to face up to?
I'll give you two. Okay. One is at a very early stage when I was still at home and selling it from home to local delis and shops. My first challenge was to make onion bhaji, believe it or not. When I went to pitch for a small business, they love all the food. But what they didn't get from me was onion bhaji. Because leave alone cooking onion bhaji, I'd never seen onion bhaji in my life. I spent a couple of weeks just sort of, keep trying time after, and it was a disaster. It would get burnt outside and raw in the middle, or get cooked but very oily, and all kinds of disaster. But I was absolutely determined to perfect it. And I don't think I would eat so many onion bhaji ever in my life as I ate in 2 weeks. But I got it right, and it became a fantastic seller. So that was my first challenge. My other challenge was once after winning the business from the supermarket, we moved into a small unit in Robinson Industrial Estate, not far from me actually. And we were growing so rapidly. I mean, phenomenal growth we had. Every day the orders were increasing. And being passionate about product and customer, those two were our focus. So let's get the best quality food out of the factory and not short our customers. And we were so engrossed in those two criteria and our own key performance indicators that we took our eye off the cost. And for a couple of weeks or so, we kept running out of onions. So I thought, I know orders have gone up, but not that much. The onions went in two products, pakoras and bhajis. Bhajis were pretty good. The ladies were making it, there was no problem, it was absolutely to the weight. So I followed through the process, got into the filling area, and I realized that the boys and girls were packing 10, 12 grams extra in each pack. It's not their fault, they were doing it simply to get the orders out because The orders were absolutely sky high. That's where the problem was. So the learning is sales at any cost is not a clever strategy. You have got to manage your cost.
And working with the supermarkets, I imagine brings its own challenges. How do you make sure that you grow that relationship, grow the business, but at the same stage make sure you continue to make some money?
Do you know, when we talk about relationships, there are a few things what makes the relationship. One is the integrity, honesty and trust. And second is understanding their business and delivering what they want, surpassing their expectations. So those what the relationship really means. So I give you an example of right at the beginning. When our products was tested on a blind tasting, when I was still at home in Asda, and we received a call saying, you are the one that we want to work with, which was, great, fantastic news. But obviously, it just wasn't practical or wasn't sensible to think that I could supply from home. We could have kept quiet about it and, gone and set up a factory, but decided not to, because I always believed that relationships are built on honesty and trust. Because, truth comes out sooner or later. And that's our culture. Integrity is one of our values in the business. For me, trust is top of the list. If I can't trust people, I can't work with them. So we were very honest, and we told them what the situation was. Obviously, there was really silence in the room, and they were very nervous about it, but they appreciate that honesty. And so we built our relationship based on that. And the other one is really understanding your customers' needs and requirements, understanding their strategy. What is it that's important to them? They're very busy people. If we can do something to make their life easier, then we will do it. So we work at all levels with our customers, myself, my managing director, rest of the team, and our job is to surpass our customers' expectation. If you do that, you will have great relationships.
Last year, you celebrated your 25th birthday here at S&A Foods. What does that mean to you and the team?
Do you know, it was fantastic. We had two celebrations, one with our customers, our suppliers, and our friends in the city, which was great. And Margaret Beckett very kindly agreed to unveil the sculpture outside, which was wonderful. And then the big day was celebrating with my people, with my extended family of S&A Foods. The 500 people were there. It was a fantastic day. It was reflecting back and thinking, have we achieved as a team what we set out to achieve? It was about putting the quality right. It was about, continuing to being passionate about customers and their service. It's about continuing with innovation. It's about investing in people. All of the things that were the fundamentals of the business, we can keep on doing it. And we are still quite a family feel business. And one of the comment was made by one of my colleagues that, it felt like a big family wedding kind of atmosphere. It was real fun. It was fantastic. And it meant a lot to my colleagues, because it's celebrating their hard work, their commitment, their loyalty, and their contribution that they make in the business.
Your extended family.
Absolutely, yes.
Thinking about other business leaders, maybe around Derby, UK, the world, which ones do you hold in the highest regard?
That's a difficult one. There's so many brilliant leaders. There's so many great leaders that I admire. If I am to pick few, who wouldn't have admired or still admire Steve Jobs? What a visionary. What a brilliant brain. He had the eye for beauty. He realized that computers or mobiles, they don't just have to be functional, they can be beautiful. So he challenged the norm. And brilliant, what a great loss. Other James Dyson is a great inventor. I've met him a couple of times, great guy. Really admire him. He's keep bringing something new and different to the market, making life easier, saving cost. Philip Green, He's great, very brave, courageous, takes risks. He has expanded his business worldwide and made it a successful. A late Anita Roddick, I was a great admirer of her. I was very fortunate to meet her several times and share a platform with her and giving speeches. Great lady. And what I admire her is that when she started, perhaps there weren't many women in the business at that time. She made it worldwide, but she also championed women and helped them to stand on their own 2 feet. And so I admired her for that.
What advice have you got for anyone starting out in their business right now? If they're just setting up in Derby, what would you be saying to them?
I will ask them to ask themselves questions. So the number one question is, are you really passionate about and believe in what you're selling or about to sell? Because if you're not, nobody else will. Do you have a market for your product or services? Because otherwise, where are you going to sell? You can create a market, but you will need a big pot of money to do that. Make sure you have thought about a slight longer term, because you may need funding. So you need to think of the commercials and not just the product, and that's very important. So especially if your products take off, you will need a fund to invest in. And the other thing I would say actually is be determined. If you really believe in something, if there is a market and you have really worked out your commercials, go for it. Don't take no for an answer.
And you've been in Derby for many years. What are your favourite things about Derby?
Nobody asked me that question, although I've been living here for quite some time. It's not just about the place, it's about the people as well. And I find people of Derby very down to earth and very generous. And what I mean generous is that, they live here and work here with so many different minorities in Derby, and they live and work happily. And that shows generosity, and I really admire that.
And you're not just involved with S&A Foods, you're also giving back to the business community as well with the initiatives like the Derby Renaissance Board. Just tell me a bit more about the things that you're doing now to really give back to the business community.
I really enjoy being on amongst those people. There are some great people on the board. It gives me the opportunity to help shape the future of Derby. And Derby has come a long way since I moved in. It's really transformed. But there is a really big, fantastic program to really take Derby to the next level. It also gives me the chance, from my own business experience and as a local resident of Derby, to challenge their thinking, to ask questions and give some ideas and suggestions. And that way it brings me more closer to the people of Derby, because I get to know what the people of Derby want.
Perween, many thanks. There were some fantastic and inspiring messages that have come out from the interview that we've both had today.
My pleasure.
And some of the key takeouts that we've really learned is the importance of a vision, a strong set of values that inform the culture here. One of those values that really gripped me was the importance of passion that Perween has, that really pervades across the way that she does business. Yet the importance of innovation and not settling for the norm of looking at new areas, new market opportunities, and obviously the importance here as a family business of making sure that everybody who feels like an extended family are an integral part of growing this great Derby business.